Snow White, a Fairy Tale by the Brothers Grimm. Once upon a time, in the middle of winter, a queen sat at her window sewing with a frame made of black ebony. As she worked, she pricked her finger, and 3 drops of blood fell onto the snow. She wished for a child as white as snow, as red as blood, and as black as ebony. Soon her wish came true, and she gave birth to a baby girl named Snow White. Tragically, the queen died after childbirth, and Snow White's father remarried a beautiful but cruel woman. This queen had a magic mirror that would answer her questions truthfully. One day she asked who was the fairest of all, and the mirror replied, "You, my queen, are fairest of all." But as Snow White grew older, the mirror began to say that Snow White was the fairest. Enraged, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the woods and kill her. However, the huntsman couldn't bring himself to do it and instead told Snow White to run away. He killed a deer and brought its heart back to the queen, claiming it was Snow White's. Snow White wandered into the woods and found a tiny cottage belonging to 7 dwarfs. She introduced herself, and they welcomed her warmly. The dwarfs warned Snow White to be careful, as the queen would discover she was alive. The queen, disguised as an old woman, offered Snow White a poisoned apple. Snow White took a bite and fell into a deep sleep. The dwarfs found her and, believing she was dead, placed her in a glass coffin. A prince stumbled upon the coffin and fell in love with Snow White. He begged the dwarfs to let him take her, but they refused. However, one of the princes' servants accidentally bumped the coffin, dislodging the poisoned apple, and Snow White awoke. The prince and Snow White got married, and the evil queen was punished for her cruelty. Moral of the story: the moral of Snow White teaches us that kindness and inner beauty are more important than outward appearance or power. Snow White's compassion and goodness ultimately lead to her happiness, while the evil queen's vanity and jealousy lead to her downfall. The story highlights the importance of valuing inner qualities over external beauty and warns against the dangers of jealousy, pride, and cruelty. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.